everyone, this is Moshe the Electric Israeli, and thank you for joining to my weekly video. If you are new, please subscribe and help me change the world one electric car at a time. Thank you to all of my supporters, and today we're going to go over some major developments that took place in the last week. This probably was Tesla's best week since its establishment many 15 years ago, and it's really the race to a million cars. But there's much more than that. It's much more than that. So it was, of course, the financial reports, the earning reports this week. Also, news about Cybertruck, news about the Model 2, Model Y being a bestseller, and many other issues. So let's go through them in highlights, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have any question, put below. Let's get at it. So first of all, Tesla have delivered more cars this quarter than any time in its history. 240,000 plus cars, which is 20% more than last quarter and 70% more than the third quarter of last year of 2020. Model Y is becoming a star, and we will talk about it a little bit. And also Model 3 continue to be Tesla's bestseller around the world. So Model 3 and Model Y are the bulk of what is it that they do. Having said that, Model X started to get delivered, and Model S continue to deliver. So they're getting towards 10,000, about 10,000 a quarter, and that is going to be something that we're going to see increasing every single quarter moving forward. The Model S and the Model X, which are Tesla's most expensive cars, and so that. But Tesla Model 3 and Y are going to continue. One of the things that really caught my attention is the capacity that the factory in Fremont, California and in China are getting. Now, as you know, the factory in California was bought by Tesla from GM or whatever, Toyota. But now it's looking that it's going to have a capacity of 600,000 cars a year. You cannot throw a needle in that factory. 100,000 S and X and 500,000 3 and Y, and that is unbelievable. And they said even it can go to 750. The factory in Shanghai, which produce only 3 and Ys, is getting to 450, and it's probably going to get to 500,000. That's why it is very possible that Tesla can deliver 500,000 if they can produce them. You all know about the shortages and the chip and the supply chains. That's the only thing that stops Tesla. And one of the things that Drew Banglino said on the call was so astonishing, jaw-dropping. He said that Tesla got caught off guard with the tremendous amount of reservations, tremendous amount of orders for their cars. They didn't think it would be so popular, but it's like I call it like the iPhone revolution. It was little at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it exploded, and everybody buys smartphones, and that is exactly what's going to happen. Also, they talked about the battery and the powertrain, and the 4680 batteries are continued to be produced in California, not next to Fremont, not too far from Fremont, and they are being tested and probably going to be installed in cars in Texas, which probably going to produce some this year but not deliver those, and will deliver them next year. That is going to be starting continue to test in California, and then will be produced as well in Texas, the mega factory that will have a total casting of the bottom, front, rear, and the center for the battery. It will be going to be one piece, which is just jaw-dropping. Here are some pictures from Berlin, the festival. Here's the office suite in Texas. Here is the the quality control in Texas. Here is the factory in Texas outside. It looks like it's almost finished. Unbelievable. And this is Shanghai, which has been around for a year, but it keeps expanding and expanding. Here are some mega cast. I I think I count 6 or 7 here, mega casts, and that is absolutely unbelievable achievement of Tesla this year. So the race to 1 million cars is absolutely 100% possible for this year. So let's move on to what Elon Musk actually said. He talked about, not Elon Musk, I'm sorry, the executives, because Elon Musk was not there for the first time ever, which was very boring, but it was just a matter of fact. So continue with Model Y. Model Y is becoming the #1 seller in the world for that segment, and it will become the #1 seller, period. It will take over Toyota Corolla, which sells 1.5 million, and I can see it happening in a year, if not less. So the wait time is long, and it's getting longer. It's getting to May now for the standard range and for the long range Model Y. So that it is what it is, it's just the demand is mind-boggling. In addition, they talked a little bit about the FSD, that more people are getting the FSD beta. It was a 2,000 at the beginning, and now it's going to be 3,000, and then 4,000 going down the scale, the score. There is a profit. It talked about there is profit for the Model S now, the new ones. They're becoming profitable. Austin and Berlin, like I said before, will start producing at the end of the year, and then they're going to deliver a beginning of next year. Even though Berlin, those Germans, Berlin has another delay to probably December. It was supposed to be July, then October. Now it looks like it's December. So back to the FSD, which is very important. More people, like I say, are getting it, and the Dojo computer is helping to process all these mega information, and it looks like weekly updates, software updates, will be a thing very in the near future. So 500,000 in China capable, 500,000 plus in California capable. Looks like they can get into 1 million this year. Very possible. Now down the line, Benglino talked about 20 million deliveries by 2030, which would be exactly twice as many as Volkswagen is selling today. And Volkswagen is the #1 car seller in the world today. So it's going to be 20 million, not based on these 4 factories. That will be tall order. We'll see what will be the capacity in a year or so from these 2 factories. But for 20 million to happen, you will need a few more factories in the next 8-9 years coming down. Now, he talked about service. There's a lot of questions about service. Service gets better, especially with the mobile service, which I used many times. Superchargers because the batteries are getting so much better. Supercharger wait time is going to be much shorter. That's very important. I'm going to test it on our new Model 3 and Model Y soon and see if that is true. So because the battery chemistry and the battery pack that is done now, this wait time will be much shorter. And of course, building many more superchargers in America and around the world. I can tell you, in Israel, my homeland, they built 5-6 superchargers in like 4 months, and there's going to be 6 more coming in the next 6 months. So they are doing it. V3, amazing supercharging. So the wait time needs to be improved. This way people can go in, charge, and leave. Now I want to switch to the Model 2. Looks like the Model 2 is going to be on hold, but the Model 2 probably maybe it's going to be a Model 3, but that is fully autonomous, which will not require, quote unquote, a new car like we saw, but it will be one of them full self-drive, totally autonomous, level 5 Model 3s that will be unleashed as in an FSD mode. We may be wrong, but I read and saw videos that this is possible, but we don't know. It is designed in China. It might be a car with no wheel, like a Tesla Model 3 with no wheel, and it's going to be used only for a robotaxi, which would be fantastic. Now, last but not least, the Cybertruck, which is again getting delayed to probably next year. And some pictures, some photos came out with side mirrors for the Cybertruck, with with a longer, it looks like a longer and shallower windshield that is probably going to make the frunk a little bit smaller. You know that frunks, even in the Lightning, the Ford F-150 Lightning, the frunk is big. So people like frunk. It looks like also the front fascia is more round. It's not exactly with like sharp angle like the prototype showed, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, what's going to be with that. It looks like it's in the last iteration now. I hope that Tesla Cybertruck will have a way to remove the side mirrors in states that side mirrors are not required, and you can use only the inside cameras, and you can see what's going on just using the inside cameras. Okay, and by the way, last but not least, Tesla again raised the prices for the Model 3 and the Model Y by $2,000. It's just like that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Give me a comment or question below, and I'll see you next week with another weekly video. Thank you.